I remember seeing one of those, and did you know? Guess those umbrellas.
All right, Russ.
It takes a light and takes a picture, and it hurts your eyes. And one time I went.
Okay, hey, girls and boys. Actually, Ryan, I'm gonna have you sit right here.
Yay!
Okay.
Thank you, boy.
And Mr. Russ is gonna sit next to you.
And
And
you
then
were
I'm
going
gonna
to sit
I'm
next
gonna
to.
sit over there and help my girls with the mics.
Whoa,
Okay.
they can't.
All right. So
Whoa. We are on spot, yay.
we are live, guys. Do you realize that?
You can't.
We are 100% live right now.
Is it on now?
Russ, I'm gonna have you over here.
I don't even know what live means.
All right, everybody, look at me real quick because you're
Except
in
for
there.
living.
Ryan, get over there next to.
Here, sit right here, bud.
Ryan, sit down. Ryan, don't be focused on the TV. Look at me.
Sit right here.
Ryan, look at me. Yay! Nice. All right. We got you check all mics? Yeah, I did. Can I get one of y'all to go take a picture?
It's not working. The mics aren't working.
Yes, it is. Sit down.
Yeah,
You're good.
if you just listen to.
All right, tell everybody who you are real quick.
My name's Adler, and that's Chapel, and.
No, let her say who she is and all that. Okay.
Okay. Hi, my name's Adler. My dad is amazing. Thank you.
Did you say your dad's
Why?
amazing? You guys practiced that all night, didn't you?
Adler, I
Why
got you
is
taken care of. You're in the
doing
wheel.
something that he isn't doing?
What's that?
Why
You can
is he
switch
doing
the
something
camera.
that he isn't doing?
I don't know. Hey, don't worry about the TV. Tell me who you are.
No, look.
I'm
it's backwards.
Betsy
see?
Morgan.
You gotta have to.
Betsy, look, it's backwards. See, so in a couple seconds, I'm going to take off your hand. See?
All right.
Backwards.
This is the joy. If you have a chance to bring your kids into the office and to record them, there will be memories forever.
Nobody knows.
All right, Betsy, tell me your name and your age.
I am Betsy Morgan, and I am 10 years old.
All right, Ryan, you have to put your mouth in here.
Hey, can y'all smile for Miss Kate real quick?
All right, look at Miss Kate.
Hello.
Single
All right, tell them your name and your age.
Loud. Okay.
All right, hey y'all, look quick over here, Miss Kate too. Thank you so much.
All right, so
Dad,
Joey,
they're
really
on.
quickly, let's talk about what we're doing here. Why do we have 4 amazing kids in our podcast room today?
Personally, I think we are gluttons for punishment. No, we are here with our special littles. We call these our littles, right?
Yes.
To discover more about the meaning of Christmas
That's right.
and the history of Christmas and the traditions of Christmas that we can sometimes find to be confusing. And I thought that this was great. What we're going to be discussing some of the things we learned on a video called Buck Denver's Why is Christmas Called Christmas? Is that what it's called?
It is. Do I need to be swapping around here,
Why
by the
we
way?
call it
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah,
And
you should.
I just
Absolutely.
want to make sure
Hey,
This
sit,
mic
I'm
is
sit up.
getting
Sit up.
everybody in there.
Okay. So, and by the way, girls, what we're going to do here is when it's your turn, I'll pull the mic to you. Okay. Like that.
Okay.
So that you don't have to worry about moving it yourself. Okay.
Okay, we can.
And by the way, just so that everybody can hear you, because they want to hear you, you have to put your mouth right next to this
into the mic
and talk to them. Okay.
I see.
All right.
Very good, Ryan.
All right.
Why can we only see them, not us?
Well, because I'm going to shift it back and forth so that way that they'll be able to see both of them at different
Nice.
times. Okay. All right. You girls and boy ready?
Now you're going to have to hit record, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Hit
Oh, the
record.
recording is paused. There we go.
What?
We'll
We
have
will
to
have to
start the intro over again.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. All right, listen to me. Hey, I want you guys to focus on me and Mr. Joey. Don't worry.
Stop touching your mic.
Don't worry about the screen. Okay, the screen is only there to let other people know that we're what we're doing. But Ryan, you were talking to me this morning, so you're gonna have to listen to me, okay? And listen to Mr. Joe if he asks you a question. And whenever we have a question, so sometimes we'll ask one of you a question, and you kind of raise your finger, and then we'll point to you and let you go. And then there's certain things that you may forget about the question, like the answer, and somebody else may have a more they want to add to it. So when they do that, we will stop if you want to say, and then you can say, in addition to, and you can tell more about the story. Okay. That makes sense. But we don't want to interrupt the other person.
And remember, only speak whenever the mic's in front of you. If you speak while you're over here, and nobody can hear what you're saying.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
So you have to, if you want to say something, then we'll bring it over to you.
Well, we
Okay.
have
But
to
I'm-
start over with our name and age.
Yeah, we'll do that in just a second. People are
Okay.
just kind of getting warmed up to you guys on YouTube, and they want to be able to see this, but we're going to record it. So then we'll have this, and you can go back and watch it as many times as you want to. Okay. Mr. Joey does that all the time.
And you.
I watch you, Russ, as many times as I can.
Dad listens to it.
Yes.
I
He
do.
doesn't watch it.
All right. Just so I'm clear here, because I'm seeing two different images. I've got you on the back screen and me on the forward screen. I'm not quite certain what's happening there.
The
Is
one
that-
on the forward screen is just delayed
Oh,
because that's the live feed.
Okay. okay. That makes
I love
sense.
you, Papa.
I love you too, buddy. All right. Now sit up,
You
we're-
said it.
and we're going to be going back and forth to you, okay?
Yeah.
And I'll
Hi.
bring it to you.
Hi.
Like Mr. Joe.
Hi.
Hang on. You sit there. So that way when I push it over here, this is just for Betsy. And then I'll bring it over here just for you, okay?
Hello.
Adler,
Alright.
sit up.
I'm gonna let you be the first one out of the two of you, Ryan. And then Adler, you're gonna be the first one to say your name and age, and then Ryan will go, and then you'll go after Ryan. Okay, Chapel?
That makes sense.
You good?
All
All
right.
right, we ready to go?
Yeah. So I'm going to, for our recording, I'll go ahead and start us off.
I can.
Welcome into the Wealth Without Wall Street podcast. This is a very special episode, a bonus episode, if you will, where Russ, who do we have around the table here, man? This is not our normal setup.
It is not. We've taken an opportunity to bring our kids in today to share why do we celebrate Christmas, what is special, and also some history about it. And hopefully there'll be a few things in here that I promise you, I don't think you might know, but just so that you know that this is coming from the real experts in the room, let's go around and kind of introduce ourselves. So can you tell me your name and your age?
I'm Betsy Morgan and I'm 10 years old.
All right, Adler.
My name is Adler and I'm 6. And I got a wiggly tooth.
A wiggly tooth. Okay.
My name is Chapel. My name is Chapel Murray and I am 7.
My name is Ryan Morgan, and I am 8.
You are 8 years old. All right. What a wonderful group we have. So this is going to be a fun little time that we're going to talk about Christmas and why do we call it Christmas? So there's lots of things about Christmas that people know about, but there's few things that they don't know. So I'm going to go around and whenever you know the answer, I want you to put up your finger, and then maybe we'll have some other things that happen. So could we talk a little bit about Santa Claus? Adler, would you mind telling me what Santa Claus's real name is?
Saint Nicholas. And then he fought to, and he was a human that wears red, and he was and then he fought to give people bags of money.
Okay, so
and then he would drop it in the windows or the stockings.
this is a lot like our podcast, Joey. Like I think I want to jump in, but she's got a lot more to say.
That's right. She does. She's got many words.
Yeah, she does. All right. So one of the things interesting about Santa Claus is that he wears red. Ryan, why does Santa Claus wear red?
Because he's a bishop.
He was a bishop, right?
A bishop. Yeah.
And Adler mentioned a second ago, Chapel, that he would give people money. Why was Saint Nicholas giving people money?
Because they were poor.
They were poor. And was there any specific person in which he gave money to that kind of started the whole story of Santa Claus that you can remember?
Remember, were there 3 girls?
Yes, and they needed money for their weddings.
They needed money for their weddings. Hey Betsy, if the back in those times, why did people need money for their weddings?
Because you had to pay to get married.
You did have to get paid to get married, and
Let's
if you,
be honest, Russ. We need money for weddings.
we're going to
today.
need lots of money for weddings.
Okay,
And
all
and
right.
what would happen if the girls didn't have money for the weddings and never got married?
They would
would
become
become
slaves.
They would become slaves. That's right. And did Saint Nicholas want them to become slaves?
No.
No, he did not. So, Ryan, the story goes that Saint Nicholas was putting money in the windows for these three girls. What kind of money did Saint Nicholas put in the window?
Bags of money.
Bags of gold coins
Bags of gold coins. And where did those gold coins land?
in their socks
And where were their socks hanging?
by the fire
Why were they by the fire?
because they were drying.
They were drying. And from that point forward, people started celebrating St. Nicholas Day. Does anyone in here remember when St. Nicholas Day was? Okay, Betsy, you want to jump in there real quick?
On December 6th.
On December 6th
Very
was St.
good.
Nicholas Day.
And so then how did we go from the name Saint Nicholas to Santa Claus? Like that seems kind of confusing. Chapel, do you remember how we got from Saint Nicholas to Santa Claus?
No.
Okay. What about you, Ryan?
Okay. So in some places he was called.
You want to help him out there, Betsy? Okay.
In Germany, they called him Santa Claus, and in Dutch, they called him Saint Nicholas. And so over time, those names mushed together to become Santa Claus.
Ah, so when they came over, the Dutch and the Holland settlers came to America. If you say those names fast, can you say those names fast for me, Ryan?
Santa Claus,
Saint Nicholas.
Santa Claus,
Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus, Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus, Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus.
And what does that make? That makes the name Santa Claus.
So that is so cool. What about why do people have trees? Like, why do we have Christmas? There's my two girls have Christmas trees on their dresses. Chapel, do you remember the story of how we got a Christmas tree?
Because this guy named Thor,
In northern Germany, right?
Northern Germany, planted an oak tree, and these people started to worship the oak tree, and then a guy named
Boniface?
Boniface came and told them about Jesus, but they refused to worship Jesus. And then Boniface cut down the oak tree, and nothing happened. And then they started to worship Jesus.
Wow, that's so cool. So he was telling them that they were worshiping Thor through this oak tree. They were worshiping this oak tree and saying he was where Thor lived. And then he said, no, that's not the truth. Jesus is the truth. And so he cut down the tree just to prove it. And now all of a sudden they started worshiping Jesus. Now, but that doesn't explain why we have a fir tree. Betsy, do you remember why we have fir trees in our homes during Christmas time?
Because Boniface suddenly said to them, your new symbol of Jesus will be this small fir tree growing next to the oak tree. And it'll stay evergreen on the darkest nights, and its top points to heaven.
Oh, that's right. I like that part. And so from that point forward, they started bringing fir trees into their house. Now, there's some interesting stuff here, though, because we were talking about St. Nicholas Day was on what day of the year again?
December 6th.
December the 6th. Okay. But what day is Christmas on?
December 5th.
December the
25th.
25th. Okay. Now, Ryan, can you tell me why do we celebrate Christmas on December 25th? Well, actually, let me back up just a second. Why do we even call it Christmas?
Because every year there's a mass,
And what is a mass?
communion,
A communion. Okay.
It's service with communion. Yeah.
Yeah.
and every once a year there's a Christ mass.
So that was a day that they would celebrate who?
Jesus.
Who is the Christ, right?
And put those names together, and it's
Christ
Christmas.
Mass. That's right.
Christmas.
And so, Chapel, can you remember why we celebrate Christmas, the Christ Mass, on December 25th? What was special? What was happening back in ancient Rome? What were people celebrating around that time? What were they worshiping? Some were, but not all were, right?
Remember, what were they worshiping?
Some were
Jesus.
some were worshiping not the Son of God, but the what? The sun in the sky, right?
Sun in the sky.
And Betsy, why were they celebrating the sun in the sky at that time?
Because it was like at the very end of December 25th, so it was the day after the shortest day of
Of the year. That's
Uh-huh.
right. That was when the sun was now starting to get, the days are going to get longer and longer every single day, right?
Mhm.
And so they thought, wow, and we'll take this Christ Mass and we will use it to celebrate the day that people were celebrating the sun, and now we can celebrate the Son of God.
Do y'all remember when that happened? Like what year that Christmas was made into a day to celebrate Jesus?
Does
Mm.
anybody know? All right, Brian, you want to jump in there? What year was that? Nobody. Betsy, do you remember the year?
Okay, it was 325 AD. Remember? And Julius I is the Caesar who basically made that happen.
Oh, very
He
cool.
declared it.
All right, so this is really interesting stuff. Look, we have learned so much right now. We've learned about why do we call it Christmas, right? Why do we celebrate it on December 25th? We also learned about St. Nicholas and what is so special. Why does he bring presents and all of these things? What else have we learned that we maybe should share about Christmas, Adler?
Jesus.
Okay, well, tell us what is so interesting about Jesus. Why do we celebrate Jesus at this time? What is?
Because it was Jesus's birthday, and he was born that day.
That's right. We talk about Emmanuel, right?
Yes.
What does
Ooh.
Emmanuel mean, Betsy?
God with us.
God with us. So, Ryan, you want to jump in there?
Yes. God with us means the ultimate bad thing will never happen to you. It doesn't mean that a bad day will never come to you. The ultimate bad thing will never happen to you.
What's the ultimate bad thing, Ryan?
The ultimate bad thing is that we can never go to God.
That we would be separated, right?
Mhm.
And so you mentioned a second ago that we're celebrating Jesus's birthday, and Emmanuel is God with us. So could we go to be with God? Like, was that something we could do before God came to us?
No.
No, we
No.
couldn't. So he came to be born on this earth. So what would happen?
Jesus would take away our
What an amazing gift. Can you guys think of a Christmas gift that would be better than that? No.
Jesus was our present.
He is our present, right? He was, he is, and he will be. What an amazing story this is, Joey.
And you know what else makes the story of Jesus so different? Remember, we were talking about kingdoms and kings. And how do normal kingdoms work, Chapel? Remember, is the king the person that serves everybody else, or is the king the person that everyone else serves in the kingdom? Who serves who? Does the king serve the people, or do the people serve the king?
The people serve the king.
That's right. So you're not going to see the king going and shoveling the horse's manure, right? He's
Right.
not going to take out the garbage. Someone else is going to do that for him, right?
Right.
But what did God do for us?
He served us.
He served us, right? Betsy, so we call this an upside down kingdom, right? Because God came to us and he served us. Is there anything else that you think of when you think of an upside down kingdom?
Well, you thought Jesus would probably be born in a fancy palace, but instead he was born in a barn.
That's right. And he literally slept in what? What was the name of that thing?
A manger, which is like a feeding trough.
He did. And Ryan, who came to tell the people on earth that Jesus was going to be born in that manger? Do you remember? Do you remember what we were doing last night? Who were we last night? We were in the nativity scene.
And the angels told them that Jesus was going to be born.
And they rang out and said,
Glory to God in the highest.
"Glory to God in the highest."
Very good.
Well, this has been an amazing opportunity for us to share our children telling the story of Christmas. I hope you learned something here. One, that even if you are nervous, and you also could get on YouTube and share stories. And Joey and I have a lot to learn from you guys because you are amazing. I'm so thankful that you would come in and talk with everybody today.
Yes.
All right. So one last thing, as you're thinking about Christmas, what do you want everybody to think about at Christmas time based on what we said today? Like, what's one word or one thing you want to say about Christmas?
That Jesus was born.
Jesus was born. Very good, Adler. How about you, Chapel?
Um,
One thing that you want to share with everybody about Christmas that you want people to think about?
God with us.
God with us. That's very good. What about you, Betsy? One thing you want people to remember about Christmas?
To remember that Saint Nicholas and Santa Claus only happened because Saint Nicholas wanted to help the poor because he believed in Jesus.
Very
That's
good.
really good. How about you, Ryan? What would be one thing that you would want to share?
That Christmas isn't just about presents. It's about Jesus's birth.
What an awesome story. I think there's a lot for us all to learn from you, four very, very bright people. We're so thankful that you would come and share this with us.
All right. Well, thank you for being a part of this experiment of sorts, but also great experience for us. And we hope you enjoy it. We hope that you will be able to share the hope of Christmas with your family this season.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye bye.
All right.
Saluting.
That was it. That was your first podcast, your first YouTube live.
I mean,
What'd you think? Was that easy?
That was not. It was
Not as
fun.
easy.
Yeah.
That was
It
too
was easy or it wasn't easy?
It
Huh?
wasn't that easy.
It's still on. Yeah, we're kind of finishing up. We just wanted everybody to kind of see the behind the scenes after the big recording. Some people have never been able to do this before. They don't know what goes on. They don't know what sort of pressure you're under.
No one knows the pressure.
Nobody knows the
Nobody.
trouble. we go
Beware of the
Nobody.
pressure.
Under pressure.
through. All right. Well, thank you for watching this, and we are so thankful for you. If there's something about Christmas that you would like to share, please put it in the comments. We'd love to hear it. Have an amazing